Hi, it's Tuesday, the 20th of August, and we're here to look at the astrological outlook. After the full moon in Aquarius yesterday, I have looked at the chart again and the one coming up for the new moon in Virgo in a couple of weeks. And I'm very much aware of how incredibly highly charged our atmosphere is at the moment. We are reaching a peak in the solar cycle, which produces sunspots, which spew out loads and loads of extra energy, I'll put it like that, all hurled around the solar system, not just at Earth. And this does change the electromagnetic climate for the entire solar system. We're in a bubble in the solar system, a heliosphere. The sun maintains this bubble and all the planets are cocooned in it. And the bubble reflects the very lethal cosmic rays, which would destroy life as we know it. And when we get a highly charged sun like this, then very few cosmic rays make it in to the surface of the Earth. When we're low on the sunspot cycle, which is an 11-year cycle, then it's the other way around. A lot of cosmic rays are making their way in. Now, we've survived that so far, so I think we'll go on for a few more million years. But anyway, it's kind of worth knowing this is why this is happening. So, okay, we've got this highly charged atmosphere in terms of the ionosphere and all the layers of our atmosphere and highly charged particles, etc. Lots of electrical energy. You may find that when you get that static, when you touch something and you get a little charge, a discharge of it. Okay. And I think there's something else that I could add to that as an astrologer, not an astronomer. And that is, we still have a sun in Leo. And although the moon has moved into Pisces, poor beleaguered Pisces, nevertheless, I think we've still got an atmosphere which contains the possibility of hope, enthusiasm, joy, excitement. I think we can still have fun on our summer holidays, and the atmosphere is still about fun. Okay. Now, what the astrology always indicates at this time of the year is the collapse of the summer months and the opening of the way into autumn. But also that comes with a lot of social and cultural changes, all to do with school children, really, and take the school children taking holidays in the summer. And then returning to school in the autumn. And astrology marks that change with a move by the sun from the zodiac sign of Leo into the zodiac sign of Virgo. And there is a big change, and I'll just explain that in a moment. First of all, I'll say that, and then Virgo opens out into Libra. We get the equinox when the sun moves from Virgo to Libra. So we're heading towards the 21st of September, a day either side of that perhaps, when there will be a big change in our climate, in our electromagnetic environment, in our lives in general. We will notice things, schools being just one of them, universities, etc. Okay. Now, the change from Leo to Virgo. There's always a big step change between fire and earth. And funnily enough, on the zodiac ring, the sun moves always from a fire sign to an earth sign. And it's almost as if this was set up to make us feel as if we've been high in the sky, and then boom, we fall off the cliff into the valley of earth. Now, we have to remember that Earth is feminine or yin, and with Earth comes such synchronicities and reminders and symbolisms as the depths, the valley, pulling in, gravity pulling down, the dark, and with the masculine energy that we're in at the moment, so that's Leo, we have things like action and light and enthusiasm and forward motion. Okay, things are pushed outwards. Okay, so that gives us a hint of what's coming with the sun moving into Virgo. I actually always see this, and I really mean this. I always think, oh, sun's moved into Virgo. Right, I'm going to start on my garden now. And I have a fairly big garden. I love gardening. I've got 2 greenhouses, and I try very hard as an amateur to grow different things every year, and some are failures and some are massive successes, and I'm always surprised. But I love doing it because it keeps me in tune with the seasons and gets me out there. And so there are so many things to do on there, pickling and bottling and I mean, of culturing vegetables. I like to culture them, so just put salt on them and leave them out, and then whatever bacteria it is that ferments them, they get fermented, so you get these lovely fermented vegetables, which are very good for us, very good for our tummies. So I enjoy doing all that, and we also have to pack up the garden, don't we? We have to do this, put all the manure. If you're a composter through manure as I am, then you put all that on the beds ready for next year. And so I do see it as a busy time where we are encouraged to start to organize things after a period of non-organization because it's summer and the kids are off and the days aren't planned. Okay. And it is true that there could be an impulse to tidy up that cupboard or get such and such done. Planning dental appointments is something that always seems to come with the end of the summer. And getting other medical appointments done, just the regular ones, you know, that you have to do. Sort of, oh, I must do this, and I haven't had my blood pressure checked, and etc. Okay. All well and good. And we've got a few days left yet before we get the sun's move into Virgo. However, it seems as if the period from now heading towards the new moon contains a particularly obvious change from one to the other. I'm just going to put I'll share now and put the chart up so we can see it, because I'm just having a Joe Biden moment. Sorry, I didn't want to insult him, but I looked down to look at the chart and it wasn't there, and I thought, oh, I haven't got my chart. There we go, I've got one now. Okay. Okay, so here we are. The sun is at 27 degrees of Leo, and it's worth saying that Mercury's at 25 and Vesta's at 27, so we've got a group of 3 there, really. Vesta, if you remember, is all about an internal focus. It's the internal spirit, the quiet flame within. It's one of the few planets which actually represents 2 elements. Vesta has an inner fire center and an outer, excuse me, an outer earth crust. Let me just take a sip of my coffee here. That's better. Okay. Now, we have then 3 days to go before the Earth moves into Virgo. Now, there's a few things going on here, which I noted earlier. And the first one is actually that Juno has moved out of Virgo and is now at 3 degrees of Libra. But what's sort of interesting for me is the contacts that Juno is making. So she is making a trine to Pluto and an opposition to Neptune, 4 degrees apart, and another trine to Uranus. So we've got a kind of a diamond shape, I think. So because we've got 60 degrees there, 60 degrees there, 120 degrees there, 120 degrees there. So I don't know what shape that is in the sky. It'll be something amazing. But anyway, I'm interested in that for the reason that Juno is not man's best friend. Let's put it like that. If we go back to the myth, so we're talking about Hera, wife of Zeus in Greece. I'll just stop showing while I'm talking about this. If we consider the myth, Juno hated the human women because her husband was always chasing after them, and he would get them pregnant and then trick her into breastfeeding these babies so that they became demigods. Without being able to suck on her milk, they would remain human. And she really despised all this. She just wanted to remain faithful. So the human race, as far as she's concerned, and also remember, she is what was left of the dwindling adoration of the feminine. The human race was turning away from the feminine and towards the masculine. And so, like Isis, really, Juno, Cabela, all of them were very aware of the loss of human adoration for the feminine energy. So all in all, you can imagine Juno is not especially enamored of the human race. In fact, it really shows sometimes, especially during riots. She seems to like riots. Anyway, so with her in contact with all of those outer energies, so the giant outer planets are representing massive rivers, I'll say rivers, like huge torrential movements in the underworld of the tapestry that is the human race in its life. Okay, so let's say that life is making a tapestry ahead of us, and we're that life, and we're just, there's a tapestry and we just follow it, if that makes sense to you. The outer planets show the bends and the curves and the distortions that are made. Instead of us making a straight line, there's the influences and pressures and things that come in and alter the general sway of the future. So this can be altered by fashion, it can be altered by war, it can be altered by opinion. And then you get big movements like America voting, which makes a huge impact on this planet, that kind of thing. So it's all. So my point is, if Juno is in touch with all of those, and they're all kind of in a formation together, then I'm thinking, what's she doing now? So it's as if there's a little minx somewhere in the pipeline doing stuff like a troll would do. In mythology, a troll always was at the bridge or the gate or something and was a menace to the travelers that were trying to go through. So I looked at that and I thought, oh, there's something going on here. And it's not, I can't see it yet because I'm still in the sort of the light and the color and the drama of Leo. Now, in 3 days, we get into the Virgo phase, don't we? And I think then that the fire, as it all sort of settles and we start to think about work and stuff, I think what will happen then is we'll get some sort of revealing. And I'm going to keep my eyes out for it because I'm intrigued about this. We know that we've got something big coming. We don't need astrology to tell us that the whole planet is gawping at America and going, "Oh, are they going to vote Kamala in or not?" It's like massive stuff for a lot of people, women especially, that bound to be a little bit of feminine influence here. Yeah, go Kamala. Yeah. No matter if you're Democratic or Republican, if you're a female, you're still looking at a female thinking, oh yeah. Anyway. We know that we've got big stuff, and I can see the meddling and I can see this the games that are being played behind closed doors, and these games are having an effect on the future goals and the future direction of this great river tapestry that we're on, right? Our direction is being altered by things which are happening out of our knowledge. That's what it all means. Just got it now. Okay. Now, I want to just show you something which I will repeat in the future because you're never going to remember this. I'm talking about a new moon which happens in 2 weeks. Well, if you can remember things like that, then you have got way more memory than me. Okay, so I need to share, don't I? And I'm not sharing. Come on. Right, let's do it. Okay, so we want that one and we want to share. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I've put it on the program that moves things forward in days. And what I want to do is I'm just going to click forward through days. If this sends your eyes funny, then just don't look for a few seconds. Okay, so, oh, I know the date that moves forward now then. So 23rd of August, the sun moves into Virgo. Okay. Right. Now, let's just get that moon round to the sun. And here we go. So there's the sun and moon together in Virgo at 11 degrees. And now it's the 3rd of September. Now that's at 2 in the morning. So this is one of those new moons that will be first in the UK and then it'll be the next day in the USA. Okay, right. There's something here that I suppose I'll be talking about, or everybody will be talking about. And that is the sun and moon are opposite Saturn. Dun, 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 dun. And that's a biggie. Okay. We've still got Jupiter squaring that. Okay, I'll cover all this another time. It's going to take some introduction and history and all the rest of it to sort of unpack this. But let's just say it's definitely a time of realizations, practicalities, and the rose-colored spectacles come off, the rose-tinted glasses. It's definitely a time when there's nothing can hide. It's going to be right there. And yeah, I think, it's Earth. It's going to be a bit depressing because when gravity starts to haul everything down after the height of the sun's sign Leo, when everything has to come to Earth again, yeah, it does feel a bit depressing. But, it's the down bit of the wheel. We're on a wheel and we have to have the up bit along the top down bit. And if we didn't have that cycle, if we didn't have cycles at all, then we wouldn't be here. These cycles keep us in place in the solar system. So let's not knock them. And they're also good for us as well. It wouldn't be good for us to be in total happiness, as we assume it is in the spirit world, in the world of spirit. But because we're here to do other things as well. Okay, so yeah, it does look like a depressing period. having said that, depressing, I'm always saying, oh, have a really good depression, really wallow in it, enjoy it, do this, do that, do the other for your depression. And there is a strange comfort in allowing yourself to be in that place. We are more sensitized. I'll cover this anyway. I'll cover it the next couple of weeks. So by the time you get there, you're all equipped with your antidotes and your recovery program and your gathering of strength, and knowing that you're going to be 3 times better than you were before. That kind of thing. All very positive. Okay, I've probably spoken enough now, haven't I? So it was lovely to talk to you anyway, and I shall see you tomorrow, no doubt. Okay, well, you have a great rest of your day. Americans just waking up now, I think. Yeah. And I'll see you tomorrow. Now, whatever. See, every time I look for this thing that says, stop now, stop recording, it's moved. And so I say goodbye, and then I go, where is it? Yeah, I don't know. I'm clearly not a technical genius, that's for sure. Oh, found it. Okay, bye. Thank you. Bye.